Hey, this is Andy from Tennis with Andy. So today I'm going a little bit off script. I'm speaking from the heart, and I'm going to speak on the subject of arm health for juniors. I'm going to tell you my story. So I grew up around 10, 11, started to play tennis. So I started off buying rackets from like sporting goods stores, like $40 rackets, and back then I hit with it was pretty good topspin, but really awful form. So I buy the store bought racket for $40, and after maybe like a week or 2 weeks, the strings that came with it would snap. I take it back to the store. I'd be like, I don't know what happened. I'm sort of a beginner, and like these strings snapped. So they gave me another racket to use for another few weeks until it snapped. So that's how I first got into it, and then I was like, okay, maybe this isn't the best thing to do. I mean, I was a kid. I was trying to play some tennis. Didn't have any sort of professional coaching. So then I found a guy in the city. I used to play in the city courts in the summer, and there's a guy, Brandon. He used to string rackets for like $10, so $10 to string synthetic gut. So since I was funding this, I was like, oh, this is expensive, but hopefully it lasts. So I would string the rackets with Brandon, and then with synthetic gut, it lasts me maybe like a week and a half tops, then it snap. And I was like, this is getting expensive. So then the next thing was like, okay, there's synthetic gut with Duraflex, which lasted maybe a little bit longer, a week and a half, 2 weeks. But it still wasn't, I still felt it wasn't enough, given that at the time I was paying for this using like allowance money and using my lawn mowing job. But regardless, so it was $12 for a couple weeks, and then I was like, I found this thing called Kevlar. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let me put Kevlar in my racket. So the Prince, I think it was Prince Pro Blend at the time. So I put Kevlar in the mains and synthetic gut in the cross. And for you guys who don't know, Kevlar is the same material that they make bulletproof vests out of. So here I am as a kid. Obviously, my parents didn't know what I was putting into my rackets. They just cheered me, and like they were like super helpful and supportive. But as a kid, I was putting Kevlar in my racket and in the mains and synthetic gut in the cross, and it's pretty bad for arm health. Like the string felt dead, and I was just like, this feels dead, but it lasts, and it means that I don't have to pay money to restring. So I must have messed up my arm pretty bad during that time. But I mean, luckily, I didn't get any serious injury until like maybe college, grad school. I noticed it started to build up the years of poor form and using incorrect equipments, and start to feel the shoulder pain, etc. So the reason I'm saying this is like, kids these days don't have to experience the same thing. There are multiple strings out there, multiple rackets, and I think one thing that the string manufacturers and the entire like junior program needs to do better is to really emphasize the importance of arm health for kids. And there really isn't a one size fits all. I mean, there's so many different factors that go into it. There's the gauge of the string. There's also the choice of the string and the material. I personally use poly. Some people may enjoy multi-filament or natural gut more. And there's your racket and the tension that you string at. But yeah, that's something where I feel that you should definitely put a premium first on the kid's arm health, and then from there you could talk about performance and etc. And this is not just the kids though. I mean, this is with pros as well. Like, I think, in my opinion, one of the reasons the doubles career got cut short was just the choice of his rackets and strings that he was using. He was using a very stiff racket. I think the racket was like over 70 in terms of stiffness. Combining that with one of the stiffer feeling poly strings, the Luxlon LU Power, either Power or Power Rough, strung at a high tension, like 64 pounds, and a 95 square inch racket. So all of those combined are exasperated by like the fact that he was playing so often, so overuse, and it could just lead to injury. So for pros, you see pros nowadays trying to experiment with softer strings. You see Naomi Osaka put in Babylot Natural Gut in her crosses. You saw Stefano. He did some experimentation earlier this year, trying to move away from his full bed of 4G to a hybrid. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. But yeah, that's something that at the pros, like, they see the value of comfort, even though that they're performing at such a high level. I feel like for the juniors, we definitely should put that value. And that's something where I think should be an initiative of the USTA and all the other country level organizations. And another thing I feel that a junior should have is they should have either access to a stringer that they could string, that would string for cheap or free, or they should learn to string themselves and string frequently and string with the string that gives you the best comfort. So yeah, so that's my rambling, a little bit of personal reflection on my history, and I hope that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I did. But it's all a learning experience, and I think right now, like, I'm just so happy to be playing tennis. I'm happy that I was given the opportunity to play tennis at a young age. Happy for the support that my family has always given me. And right now, it's something where I play for fun, and I'm looking to play until I'm old and keep on playing for fun. So I hope you guys stay healthy, and again, play smart, win more tennis. Or what's the logo? Play smart, have fun. All right, this is Andy from Tennis with Andy.